We're going to continue now with the caulking detail of the outside of the unit, but before we do that, I brought a light to show the water sweep clips, what they look like when they're installed, because there's not a light before here, and also there's one on top here as well. Those are very important that you have those installed. That keeps a lot of air out. And you got to make sure that these screws here are also caulked before you run the water test. Here, here, and here. Okay. Notice that we have left a gap of 3/16 between the fixed panel and the jam. That's exactly by design. This allows water to weep out. And we have the same thing on top here. We have a gap here that lets air come in to push the water out. So these gaps are by design on this side as well. Now we're going to go back to the outside of the window, and the way we want this caulked, we're going to run this several tests. The way we recommend that we caulk, we want to caulk where the sill insert and the head insert meets the jamb. We want to caulk along this area here, top and bottom. Okay. Can you get the light? Put the light on there. So if you notice now, we have caulking where the sill insert hits the fixed jamb and where the head insert hits the fixed jamb. We also now go to the other side. We want to caulk where it hits the fixed interlocker, across and around to that point, and do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, now, so we are gonna, so we caulk these 4 points here, here, and on the other side, here, and here. So the first water test, we would want to run the air test that way first, and we also want to make sure that we block the middle weep hole. We usually supply this window with 2 weep holes on either end, but the customer wanted one in the middle, which we believe creates more air problems. So when we run the air test, you can run it with and without the 3rd weep hole blocked. You'll probably get better numbers with that middle weep hole blocked. But we want to run the air test like that. The next time, then we run a second air test. We want to caulk the entire fixed panel. We're not going to do it here. You can use duct seal or duct tape in the lab to do that, because we want to run under different scenarios. This is the basic way we like to do the window, but we also want to see what happens if we caulk the entire fixed panel. So we're not going to caulk it. We're going to show you. By doing that, we would continue the caulking all the way on the bottom, all the way on the top, and all the way on the top rail here, all the way to meet the existing caulking. So we would actually caulk the two top horizontals and the vertical part of the window to totally seal out the fixed panel. That'll be the second test, and that's basically how the window should be prepped and should look like. It should be loaded, and everything should be fine. This is how we've tested this unit many times, and we've had tremendous success.